In this video, I'm going to be comparing Google's digital assistant with Amazon's digital assistant and tell you which one I prefer. Let's get into it. Just as a word of warning, I will be using some trigger words to trigger some of these digital assistants. So I already have the devices here already muted. So if you have any devices already around your house, you might want to mute them right now because I will be saying words like Alexa and Hey Google, but I won't be editing them out in this video because I'm a little bit lazy. My name is Patrick and this is Everyday Tech for everyday people. And today I'm going to be comparing these digital assistants. Now I know Apple has their digital assistant as well, but I'm comparing these ones because of these standalone devices that most people have. Now Apple has their HomePod and HomePod minis, but I'm comparing the Amazon Alexa Dot second generation and the Google Home Mini second generation as well. I know there are new generations of these two devices, but they're pretty much the same, maybe with improved microphones and speakers, but the functionality is pretty much the same. Now, I've done this comparison on my personal channel before, but I wanted to do a comparison again after a couple years of doing that one to see if each of the platforms have improved. And I will say yes, and they're pretty much on par with each other. Now, one of the advantages that the Google Home platform had, for me at least, was the ability to combine multiple devices together into one. So you could have multiple speakers in multiple rooms playing the same content. And I liked having multiple devices in the same room playing the same content to have a stereo sound or a surround sound. And so one of the devices that actually Google discontinued was the Google Chromecast, the Chromecast audio. And I do have a Chromecast in my TV downstairs, so I can actually cast things to that. But I have the ability to combine multiple devices together to play the same content to kind of give a fuller sound in a room with the content that I was playing. But what about the Amazon Alexa devices? Well, back then you couldn't combine these devices together, but now you can. You can combine multiple Amazon Alexa Dots or my Alexa Show here together to be one speaker. But where these platforms differ is the matter of services and integrations with each other. As far as service is concerned, you'll have to really look up what services you use and see if they're compatible with these platforms. Now, I'm happy to say Spotify definitely is supported by both these platforms, but you'll have some things like Amazon Music and other platforms like that. But there are ways around it. If you have Amazon Music, there's a way to play it on the Google Home platform, but that has to do with integration. Now let's talk about integration. Integration differs from services. When I refer to integration, I'm referring to how it works with other platforms and other devices. So one of the big advantages of the Google Home platform is the ability to cast things to it. And this all started with the Google Chromecast. It was a device that you could hook up into your TV and you could just cast videos there, cast audio there. Now, Amazon has their Alexa Cast that you can cast things in there, but it's very limited to Amazon services and other services. And they are trying to expand that Alexa Cast, but I would say Google Chromecast, the Chromecast platform or integration is more widely spread. For example, one big platform is the Android platform. If you have an Android phone, you can cast to a Google Chromecast the audio or video, right? But one big thing that I use, and whether on a PC or a Mac, is I use the Chrome browser. And with the Chrome browser, I can cast anything to a Chromecast, Chromecast audio, display, my Home Mini here. So when I was talking about before about integrating Amazon Alexa Music or Amazon Music to a Chromecast, if you can play it on a browser, which you can do with Amazon Music, you can cast it to any Google Home device. So that's one huge advantage for the Google Home platform. I actually use a Google Chromecast connected to my computer here. I use it for my chat overlays, for my live streams. And there's a bunch of things that you can do with the Google Home platform here. The other major integration point I use on a daily basis is the matter of using the Google Home platform with iOS shortcuts. So if you haven't seen my video on using Siri with Google Assistant, check out the video here. But I'm able to run Siri commands and execute Google Assistant commands. The reason why I want to do that is because there's not many devices that are HomeKit compatible, but there's so many more devices that are both Alexa and Google Home compatible. So that's a huge advantage for the Google Home platform over the Amazon Alexa platform. But there's one major reason, last time I did this comparison, that I preferred the Amazon Alexa platform is mainly the wake word. As of this recording, you still can't change the wake word of the Google Home platform. You still have to say, "Hey Google." With the Amazon Alexa platform, you can change it from Alexa to Amazon Echo Computer, but most people don't change it at all. So the wake word may seem like a small thing, especially to make your decision on which platform to go with. But if you're using this on a daily basis, and this is supposed to be your digital assistant, it's supposed to be easy to use, right? So if we're trying to say these wake words and we say them consecutively, you'll know what I mean. So with Google's, I have to say, "Hey Google," right? So if I try to say it multiple times, "Hey Google, hey Google, hey Google," sometimes it just doesn't roll off the tongue. It just, it's kind of forced out, right? With Amazon Alexa, it's really Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. That's something that's really easy, rolls off the tongue. So which one of these platforms should you choose? Well, it all depends. First, it depends on the type of services that you pay for or that you use all the time. You really need to do your research and see which one of these platforms really integrates with the services that you use. But if you're like me and don't pay for really any of these services and use the free versions of these services, it all depends on what you want to do with your digital assistant. Are you really concerned about integrating with your entertainment system, with your TV? Well, the Google Home platform is the best for you, because with the integration with Chromecast, the Chromecast audio, all these different platforms that the Google Home platform integrates with, that is the one for you. But if you're just using it as a standalone digital assistant device, I would say Amazon Alexa is probably the best for you, mainly for the fact that it's so much easier to say Alexa than "Hey Google." Even when I just said it right then, it was just kind of a little bit more difficult for me to say "Hey Google." So what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment here? Which platform do you use, or do you use both? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing. Until the next one, see ya.